Hello everyone, welcome back, Savritis here, coming back with a new video about a what if that, believe me, I despise. Listen, I have a freaking hating relationship with the series that this power is coming from, because I just despise miraculous. But oh boy, I cannot, well, how can I say it? Pretend like I don't find the main villain's quirk. I mean, what the fuck did I just say? I fucked up everything. The main villain's power, so interesting. Now, why am I doing this while I should be doing other things? Simple answer. By the time that I'm recording this, it's just morning. I waked up and start recording after taking a quick bathroom break, and that's because I just had a nightmare about this very thing that I'm right now making. Pretty cool, yeah? Well, who cares? Let's just do it, shall we? Anyway, we'll start as we always start, at the beginning. Oh, also, for anybody answering, I made it myself, so I don't use any, stories from anybody else. It's not my style. If I don't write it myself, I won't make it. I find it so not original, but whatever. Anyway, as Midoriya's story begins as it always begins. He getting bullied, being quirkless, eventually making his way into middle school while he also still get bullied by Bakugo. Everything goes as it goes always. Midoriya goes until the tunnel, and the sludge villain attacks him, trying to take over his body. All Might rolls around and immediately defeat the sludge villain. Midoriya grabs into his leg, and they both land on the building. All Might telling him no, he can't be a hero, and that's impossible. Until the point that Midoriya saves Bakugo. After, of course, All Might saves both of them. However, Midoriya did give Bakugo crucial seconds of being able to breathe. If he wasn't able to breathe in those seconds, he might actually have died of suffocation. However, while the heroes are, screaming at Midoriya, telling him what he did is horrible and stupid, he tried to look into All Might, telling them that he did help. As he is asking All Might, he did help, right? You see what he did? As All Might just simply answered, if you want to help so badly, then be a police officer. And that answer broke something inside of him. Something just snaps, breaks into 1,000 of little glass pieces, and it's something that he will never be able to fix. After a bit of scolding from the rest of the heroes, Midoriya makes his way back home, and on the way back home, that walk felt like eternity. He just walked and walked and walked until he ended up in his house. Inko sees how miserable her son is, and, she saw the news, so she tried to cheer him up. And Midoriya just looks so sad. He doesn't really feel anything at the moment. He just wants a moment for himself to think. As well, when he goes into his room, seeing everything about All Might, the guy that he so much admired since his childhood, didn't give a single thought about him. Not about his safety, not about his power, not about his future, just told him to be a police officer and quit it. It just filled him with anger. He retaliated by ripping everything that belongs to All Might in his room and just threw it out the window. And the other things that he couldn't really throw, he just scratched and broke and things like that. In the end, Midoriya just kinda gave up. He just gave up, watching that video of All Might on his laptop while his, room is in shambles. Just crunching his fist in anger, wondering why did he always love that smiling trash bag. As the days become weeks and the weeks become months, until 9 months have passed and, Midoriya is still. He didn't train to be a hero, he didn't try to be a hero, he just kinda gave up on everything. However, today is a happy day because Inko have told Midoriya that today is his birthday. So they both will gonna have a quick birthday party. And when Midoriya comes out of his room, he's just seeing Inko making him a cake. And, well, that kind of put a smile on his face. So she started talking to him, telling him that she knows that it wasn't the most, nicest 8 months that passed, especially with what happened on the news, but she telling him that she still believes in him and he can do anything he wants, and that she'll always support him all the way through, which kind of made him tear up and just hugs her. In the end, when he hugged her, she just hugs him back, and they start eating the cake until Inko gave him his gift. And Midoriya is seeing it. It's a pendant. As Midoriya said, "Where did you get this from?" As Inko said, "I bought it from a jewelry store. It was cheap, so I thought you would like it. And it would go very well on your school uniform. You still going to UA, right?" As Midoriya said, As Inko said, "Midoriya, I know it, you are having a bit of trouble about this entire hero thing, but you still can make it into UA. You're a very smart kid and very talented. Just, you lack some things that people deem better than talent and intelligence. But you can still make it to this, support course, to the general course, and from there you can work your way into the hero course. How about that, honey?" As Izuku said, "I'll think about it, but thanks." As Midoriya takes the pendant, and Midoriya said, "I'll go take a quick walk." As well, he just does that. With Inko, just after celebrating his party, she tried to tell him that they should go out, like to the mall or something, but Midoriya refuses because he just want some time to himself. Though she doesn't want to leave him all on himself on his birthday party, but hey, what she can do? That's what her son wants, so she'll do it to him. He isn't in the right, mindset. So Izuku just kind of taking a walk down the street until he made his way into, an alleyway. Right now, it's getting nighttime, so, Izuku just walking, looking at his phone, and then he looks into the gift in his pocket, the pendant that Inka just gave him. He's saying, "It's a really nice looking pendant." As he opens it up, as he sees inside of it a picture of himself and his mother. As he holds it tightly, saying, "Mom did this, didn't she?" As he starts tearing up a bit, saying, "What a horrible son I am. I made her worry so much. Damn it." As he tries it on, and in that moment when he tried to put it on his clothes, even if it doesn't suit him at the moment, suddenly something flies out of it. A bright light shines in his eyes as he sees a weird flying little butterfly. As the little thing immediately said, "Hello, master." As Midoriya goes back in fear and shock, saying, What the? As he said, "My name is Nuru, and I'm your Kwame." As Midoriya said, "What are you?" As he said, "I just said that. I am Nuru, and I'm your Kwame." As Midoriya said, "Kwame? What is that? And how did you..." As Midoriya looks into the pendant, and Nero said, "Well, you summoned me, of course. You're wearing the butterfly pendant." As Midoriya said, "The butterfly pendant?" As he said, "Yep. Right now you're the owner of the butterfly miraculous. Congratulations." As Midoriya said, "Miraculous?" As Nero said, "I'll explain it. It seemed that the Guardian did not explain everything to you, did it?" As Midoriya said, "What are you?" As he said, "Let me explain. I am the Kwame of emotions, and you have my miraculous, the miraculous of the butterfly. It allows its user to use the emotions of whoever he deems worthy and turn them into powerful beings." As Midoriya said, "Powerful beings are... what as he said, "You have the power to change people's heart." As Midoriya said, "Change people's hearts? Is this a joke? Am I?" As Midoriya tried to grab the thing, as well, Nero flies a bit back, saying, "Master, what are you doing?" As Midoriya said, "I want to make sure that you're real." As well, he just made his way and stood on Midoriya's hand, saying, "I'm pretty much real, I promise you. And will be an amazing wielder, I'm sure of it." As he looks into him and said, "What is my master's name, may I know?" As Midoriya said, Midoriya?" As Nero said, "Alright, Master Midoriya. What should we do first? Should we begin with your powers? I'm pretty sure you're very curious about what you can do." As Midoriya said, "Curious?" As well, Midoriya said, "Hold on. Can you disappear again? I don't want to do it here." As Nero said, Alright then." As immediately, Nero disappears, saying, "I'll be waiting. Whenever you want to summon me again, just put on the pendant." As he disappears, and Midoriya looks into it, saying, "What the hell just happened? I must be dreaming, right? No, I just touched this thing. I need to go somewhere a bit more quieter." As Midoriya makes his way into, well, on a construction site with a building that, well, is still incomplete, though they stopped building it for quite a while, so this place is abandoned right now. Midoriya makes his way a bit up the floors until he finds a good place. After he called on his mother, telling him he'll be a bit late, immediately Izuku puts on the pendant again and Nero appears once more. As he looks into him, saying, "Are you ready, Master?" As Midoriya said, "Alright, so how does this thing work?" As he said, "It's simple really. All what you have to do is just chant and scream the command and you will transform." As Midoriya said, "Alright, so what's the command?" As Nero said, well, all what you have to do to transform is to say, 'Wings rise.'" As Midoriya was going to say it, but it didn't work. As Nero said, How did it not work?" As Izuku said, Are you sure that's right?" As Nero said, "I'm pretty sure that's right. Unless, how about you try Dark Wings Rise?" As Midoriya said, "What's the difference?" As Nero said, "Just try it, please." As Midoriya said the same thing that Nero just told him, and suddenly Midoriya transforms. His body gets covered in a white light, and that white light turns into white butterflies that surrounds him. Midoriya looks wearing black gloves and a tuxedo suit with his hair turning black and eyes turning purple. And Midoriya looking into this in the window, he said, What happened to me? Is this the transformations he was talking about?" As Midoriya sees the cane that he holds in his hand, he spins it a bit and said, "This feels weird." As suddenly Midoriya starts hearing voices. A lot of voices, negative voices. "No, Mom, I don't want to go to school."
Bastard deserves it.
"What have you done? You took all my money.
You never were
We're going to go." "No, Dad, please. Dad, stay with me. Dad, stay with me." As all of those voices rings through his head, thousands, millions, he almost about to lose his mind. He's saying, "Stop it! Stop it! Just stop it!" As he throws the pendant away. As Nero appears again, saying, "Are you okay, Master?" As Midoriya breathing heavily, saying, "What was that?" As Nero said, "I'm sorry. I should have warned you about this. But if you're not in check, the voices might hurt you." As Midoriya said, "Hurt me? What were those?" As Midoriya said, "Those were the voices of people. The voices of everyone that have emotions." As Midoriya said, "All of their emotions. It was so dark and negative." As Nero said, "Negative? It shouldn't be supposed to be negative. It should be positive. That's how we make heroes. Positive emotions equal heroes, and negative emotions equals not so heroic people. As Midoriya said, what what are you talking about? This was madness. I almost felt like I please calm down, master. And it's all but simple. It's okay. What you have to do is just calm down and focus. I'll try to help you this time. As Midoriya is taking a deep breath, saying, "It was so dark." As he stood up and said, "Alright." As Nero brings him the pendant again, and Midoriya said, "Alright, Nero, dark wings rise." As this time, Midoriya keeps it quiet. He keeps it calm. As while he's looking at himself, he lowers down the volume, as if you're lowering down the volume of a radio station. Eventually, Nero comes out of his pendant again, but Midoriya is still transformed. As Nero said, "How does this feel, master?" As Midoriya said, "Feels much better. Don't hear any voices anymore." As immediately Nero said, "Of course you don't. That's because you calm down and start focusing on little voices. Sometimes it may go a bit painful in your head, but now you can use it to your advantage and make heroes that will save the world." As Midoriya said, "Save the world? Why would I do that?" As Midoriya thinking of All Might, and Midoriya said, "This world doesn't need more heroes. Quite frankly, I gave up on that a while ago." As Nero said, "What do you mean, master? The miraculous isn't meant for evil. You can't..." As Midoriya said, "I decide how this thing used, right?" As Nero said, but still it should not." As Midoriya said, "Then so it's settled. I'm gonna use this thing, and I'm gonna take the one thing that All Might, well, cherishes. His country. I'm gonna take the peace that he so thoughtfully protects, and I'm gonna do it while breaking down him and everything he loves. This world have give me nothing but pain, so why should I give it hope and give it other things? I'm just gonna take everything that they took from me. The peace and the mind to be able to live a normal life. Now, go back into your pendant, Nero." As Nero just immediately gets sucked back into the miraculous, as Midoriya said, "Alright." As Midoriya looks around of him, seeing the little white butterflies, as he said, "Let's see how this thing works." As Midoriya calms down, he starts listening to little voices, one after the other, until he finally caught a voice, a very interesting voice. A voice of a hero fan that, well, had a little meeting with his own hero. However, it did not go as he imagined it, and he see that child being, well, so angry about his own hero that he refused his, well, autograph. One of Endeavor's heroes, that is. As Midoriya watching this, he's like, a fan being rejected by his own hero. Why does this story seem so familiar? As Midoriya immediately opens his hand and a fly flies into his palm before he closes it tightly, and he focuses on all of that negativity as the butterfly turned into a black dark Akuma, and Midoriya let it flying through the window as he said, "Go to that little fan, my little Akuma. Show me what I can truly do. Turn him into the hero that he so desires, or the villain that I so please." As when the Akuma finally makes its way into that child, that is immediately, made its way into something that he has, being the pen that he tried to give Endeavor to sign its autograph with. As the kids start hearing the voice of somebody in his mind saying, wait a minute, what should I call him? Can't just I don't know his name. Alright, I should think of a little name. How about this? Can you hear me, Inferno? I don't even have a name. Well, I'll think of a name later. But for now, Inferno, I am your master. I'll give you the power to take back the revenge that you so pleases on the hero that so despised you. The one that he didn't give you the attention that you so seeked and the love that you gave him in return. Don't you want to take the revenge? As well, the kid answers with yes, and Midoriya says, if that's so, then accept my power and wreak havoc as much as you can. That's all what I ask from you. As the kid getting covered in a dark aura before immediately, simultaneously combust into flames. As the kid jumps out of the window of his room, his mother tried to look inside and see what happened, but the kids start wreaking havoc in the city, start burning everything down until heroes make their way finally into the kid. Well, that right now looks as an adult. Fire covering everywhere, everything, as even Endeavor shows up and he starts fighting. At the end, in the middle of this entire confusion, the kid lost his pencil and it kind of broke. And when that happened, the kid just returned into being a child. While Midoriya is like, what? What happened? What? As the heroes find it just a child, they wonder how that went and what really happened. And the police take him for a second to understand what's going on, because right now he's unconscious, so he'll be taken to the hospital too. While all of the heroes just help to clean the streets, and Midoriya inside the building, he's like, what? I didn't, what happened? As Nero appeared again, as he said, I told you should not use your miraculous for evil, master. Look at the damage you caused. As Midoriya said, I don't care about what you're saying. Just tell me what happened. I didn't tell him to return to being just a kid. As Nero said, it's because his akumatized object must have been destroyed. As Midoriya said, destroyed? That's a thing? As he said, the object that the person holds is what gets akumatized. When that thing gets akumatized, if it's to break, the person is to lose his powers. It's their weaknesses. As Midoriya said, maybe I should have checked that before I did anything. As Nero said, but what did you do? That's not how the miraculous should be used, master. Please, it's not too late to go back. It's not too late to change. And as Midoriya said, you seem very nice for a little thing, but believe me, if I found you a couple of months earlier, perhaps I would have listened to you, but now, every ounce of hero in my body is already but dead. So, keep it quiet. As Midoriya said, let's go again. As Nero said, I can't. As Midoriya said, what do you mean you? As Nero just falls from the sky. As Midoriya said, Nero, what's matter? As he said, you used my power. I feel very tired. As Midoriya said, how can I charge you back? As he said, I need something to eat, please. As Midoriya takes Nero and goes to the nearest shop and buys some chocolate before returning home and feeding it to Nero after saying hi to his mother. He's right now in his room while Nero eating the chocolate on his desk, and Midoriya just looking into him while searching on the internet about anything about this thing, the pendant, and where did it come from. As well, Midoriya didn't find anything about the pendant origins. However, he found some interesting facts about a butterfly villain. As when Midoriya checks his name, he checks who he is. He found the villain named Hawk Moth from Paris, a villain that has been captured and shortly after committed suicide in his own cell in prison. That person being, of course, Gabriel Agrest, and being stopped by two of France's best heroes, our top number one being Ladybug. As Midoriya said, so this, hey Nero, this Hawk Moth guy, he used your miraculous before me, right? As he said, yes, and he used it for the same reason that you did. And that's what I'm trying to convince you not to do this. If you walk his path, you'll just end up with sadness and misery, and you'll never find happiness in your life. Please, Master, do not put the world through another cycle of chaos. Give peace to the people and to yourself. As Midoriya said, peace. I grew tired of peace far too long. Don't you think people are getting accustomed to it a bit too much? Thinking that they just gonna resume their lives the next day. Someone need to change that. And someone will change that. As he looks into an All Might figure. And he told Nero to just not appear in front of his mother no matter what. And to, stop telling him not to be what you wanna be. And to stop convincing him otherwise. As Nero just succumbs and kinda start having a mental breakdown, saying, not again, not again, I failed again. As Midoriya said, what's the matter with you? As he said, I don't want to be used for evil, Master. Please, I just can't handle it again. As Midoriya said, he pets him on his head, saying, I guess that person didn't treat you so nicely, did he? As he said, no, well, you treat me like that too? As Midoriya said, no, as long as you behave, just take a rest. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I don't want you appearing in front of my mother, understood? As Nero just, while he's eating his, chocolate bar, he nods his head, and Midoriya said, good little Nero. As while Midoriya looking into the ceiling of his room, wondering about this pendant, he might have just found a way for him to take his revenge on the world, take his revenge on All Might, take his revenge on Bakugo. As he just thinking about all the possibilities that he could take, all the things he could do. And he goes to sleep on that thought, while Nero is wondering if this will be another, time of Hawk Moth, another time of chaos and madness, the one that he could not stop before. What should he do? He wonders to himself while staring into Midoriya. However, that's it for now. This one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell me what you think about this part, and what you think will happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.